Most people think the gap between them and the wealthy is simply a matter of luck, a rich uncle, or winning the lottery, but that is a lie that keeps you poor. The reality is that you are likely working incredibly hard. You're exhausted and you're stressed, yet your bank account looks exactly the same as it did last year. Why is that? It's not because you aren't capable. It's because you have a series of silent, invisible habits that are actively repelling money from your life. You are trying to fill a bucket with water, but you don't realize there are massive holes in the bottom. So no matter how much you pour in, it drains right out. If you feel like you are on a hamster wheel running fast, but going nowhere, it is because you are playing by the rules of the middle class while trying to win the game of the rich. In this video, we aren't going to talk about what stocks to buy or what side hustle to start, because none of that matters if your fundamental operating system is broken. Instead, I'm going to expose the 7 specific behaviors you need to stop doing immediately if you ever want to build real, lasting wealth. These are the traps that society, marketing, and maybe even your own family have set for you. And number 4 is the one that almost everyone is guilty of without even realizing it. By the end of this video, you won't just have a list. You will have the permission to unplug from the matrix that keeps you broke. But before we dive into the list, we need to get on the same page about what rich actually means. Because if your definition is wrong, you will chase the wrong things forever. Being rich isn't about owning a Lamborghini, wearing a $500 t-shirt, or posting photos of champagne on Instagram. That is often just a disguise for insecurity and high-interest debt. True wealth is freedom. It is the ability to wake up in the morning and say, I own my time. It is the ability to make decisions based on what you want to do, not what you have to do to survive. The problem is that the entire world is engineered to keep you a consumer rather than an owner. Every ad you see, every notification on your phone, and every societal pressure is designed to take money out of your pocket and put it into someone else's. To escape this gravity, you have to stop acting like a consumer and start thinking like a producer. And that requires a radical shift in how you view the world. We need to strip away the bad programming so you can actually keep the money you make and multiply it. If you are ready to stop sabotaging your own success and start building a life of total freedom, then let's get straight into the first, and perhaps most common, wealth killer. The first trap is the most seductive because it feeds your ego. You have to stop buying things to look rich. We live in a society that judges success by visual cues: the watch, the car, the designer logos. But here is the brutal truth. When you spend money on status symbols, you aren't getting wealthier. You are getting poorer while looking wealthier. You are trading your freedom for an image. Every dollar you spend on a liability, something that loses value. The second you buy it is a soldier you just killed. It can no longer go out and fight for you to bring back more money. Rich people do buy luxury goods, but they buy them last, and they buy them out of the overflow of their assets. Poor people buy them first, using their active income or debt. If you want to break this habit, adopt the 3-day rule. If you see something non-essential that you want to buy, wait 3 full days. 90% of the time, the dopamine rush fades, and you realize you didn't want the item. You just wanted the feeling of buying it. Stop trying to impress people who don't care about you with money you don't have. You must stop believing that hard work alone will make you rich. This is controversial, but listen closely. You cannot work your way to wealth if your income is tied strictly to your time. There are only 24 hours in a day. Even if you are a high-paid doctor making $500 an hour, you have a ceiling. If you stop working, the money stops flowing. This is the linear trap. To be truly rich, you need to disconnect your inputs from your outputs. You need to stop selling your time and start building systems. This is called leverage. Leverage can be code, media like this YouTube video, capital, or people. When you write code, it works while you sleep. When you make a video, it gets views while you are on vacation. When you invest capital, it compounds without your effort. Your goal this year shouldn't just be to get a raise. It should be to find a way to make money while you are not in the room. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Stop thinking you can pinch pennies into millions. While saving is a crucial safety net, it is not a wealth-building strategy. Many people have a scarcity mindset, where they obsess over saving $3 on coffee or driving 10 miles to save cents on gas. This is playing defense when you need to be playing offense. The problem with saving is that your currency is bleeding value every single year due to inflation. If your money is sitting in a standard bank account, you are literally losing purchasing power every day. You cannot outsave the speed at which the government prints money. Instead of asking, how can I save an extra $100 this month? You need to flip the script and ask, how can I earn an extra $1,000 this month? There is a limit to how much you can cut from your budget. You can't cut your spending to zero, but there is no limit to how much you can earn. Shift your mental energy from coupon clipping to skill acquisition and income generation. That is where the leverage is. You need to stop tolerating an environment that normalizes being broke. There is an old saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and it is biologically true. Humans are herd animals. We mimic the behaviors, language, and standards of our tribe to fit in. If your best friends spend every weekend complaining about their bosses, drinking away their paychecks, and mocking people who try to improve, you will inevitably sink to that level. It's called the crab bucket theory. If one crab tries to escape, the others pull it back down. You don't necessarily have to cut off your family or childhood friends, but you must aggressively audit your time. You need to be in rooms or listen to podcasts and read books where people are playing a bigger game than you. When you hang around people who are making $50,000 a month, making $5,000 seems easy. When you hang around people making minimum wage, making $5,000 seems impossible. Your environment dictates your perception of reality. Change your circle, change your life. Stop waiting for the perfect time to start. It does not exist. This is the perfectionism trap, and it is actually just procrastination wearing a tuxedo. Poor people plan forever. Rich people execute and adapt. You might be telling yourself, I'm researching, I'm learning, or I just need to get my logo right first. No, you are hiding. You are afraid of the judgment that comes with starting small. The truth is that your first business will probably struggle. Your first video will be bad, and your first investment might be scary. That is the price of entry. The market does not reward the person with the best plan. It rewards the person who takes action. You need to adopt a ready-fine mentality. Launch the product before it's perfect. Post the content before you have the fancy camera. You can fix a bad page, but you can't fix a blank page. Speed of implementation is the #1 indicator of future success. Stop thinking and start doing. You must stop blaming the economy, the government, your boss, or your parents for your financial situation. As long as you believe the reason you are broke is out there, you are powerless to change it. This is the victim trap. Is the economy tough? Yes. Is the system rigged? In many ways, yes. But complaining about it does not deposit a single dollar into your account. When you blame external factors, you surrender your locus of control. You are essentially saying, I not win until the world changes. The wealthy take radical responsibility. They say, even if it's not my fault, it is my problem. If taxes go up, they figure out how to make more money. If they get fired, they build a business. If they lose money, they learn the lesson. Empowering yourself means accepting that where you are right now is a result of the choices you made yesterday. Once you own your failures, you also gain the power to own your success. Finally, you must stop prioritizing how you feel now over who you want to be later. Poverty is often just the inability to delay gratification. It is buying the new phone today instead of investing that money for tomorrow. It is watching Netflix tonight instead of learning a new skill. The modern world is an addiction, machine designed to fry your dopamine receptors with instant rewards. But wealth is a long-term game. Compounding, whether it is knowledge, money, or relationships, takes time, and it is often boring in the beginning. You have to fall in love with the boredom of consistency. You have to be willing to live a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Every time you resist the urge to take the easy path today, you are making a deposit into your future freedom. Stop trading what you want most for what you want right now. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Realizing these traps is the first step, but awareness without action is just entertainment. You can watch 1,000 videos like this one. You can read every financial book on the bestseller list, and you can dream about freedom all day long. But if you click off this video and go right back to your old patterns, absolutely nothing will change in your bank account. Wealth isn't a singular event like winning a lottery. It is a lifestyle. It is the aggregate result of saying no to immediate gratification and yes to your future self over and over again. Even when it feels boring or difficult, it won't happen overnight, and you probably won't get all 7 of these right immediately. But if you start plugging these holes in your bucket today, you will look back a year from now and not recognize your life. I want to know which one of these hit home for you. Be honest with yourself and let me know in the comments. Which of these 7 traps do you struggle with the most? Was it the perfectionism? Or maybe the spending on status? I read every comment, and I want to see where you are starting from. Now, once you have fixed your mindset, you need to focus on the mechanics of actually generating cash flow, because a good mindset with zero income is just philosophy. If you want to know the specific steps to start building that income engine right now, click this video here where I break down exactly how to get your first stream of income running. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to master this game, and I will see you in the next one.